Now for some business news here on France 24 with our business editor, Kate Moody, who joins me now in the studio. Kate, France is taking more steps towards easing coronavirus restrictions, and today marked a symbolic step for the tourism industry.
Yeah, the magic is back just on the outskirts of the French capital. Disneyland Paris has opened for the first time since October the 30th. The theme park is one of Europe's biggest tourist attractions. It welcomes around 10 million visitors a year, or at least it did before the pandemic. Attendance has been capped for now. Visitors must still wear masks on park grounds, despite the looser rules for mask wearing outdoors in the rest of France. And characters like Mickey Mouse will have to keep their distance from visitors. Other amusement parks had reopened earlier this month, and crowds have flooded back. The industry hopes this will mark a turning point and kick off a strong summer season.
Je sais combien nous avons toutes et tous attendu ce moment avec impatience après une période inédite. Car au-delà de Disneyland Paris, c'est tout un secteur qui se réjouit, celui du tourisme. Notre réouverture marque une étape majeure dans sa relance. Les restaurants, les hôtels, les attractions et tous ces lieux de convivialité sont essentiels dans la vie des Français.
The low-cost airline Ryanair, along with the Manchester Airports Group, has sued the British government to challenge the traffic light system that's been put in place for international travel. The court papers argue that the government should clearly explain how it makes decisions on categorizing countries. Other airlines are expected to join the legal action. A recent reclassification of Portugal from green to amber sparked anger among tourists and travel companies. Britain's Department for Transport, meanwhile, has said today that it's considering relaxing quarantine rules for citizens returning from abroad if they've been fully vaccinated. Any change unlikely to come soon, however. The number of Americans applying for jobless benefits rose last week, reversing a 7-week downward trend. 412,000 new claims were filed. That's 37,000 higher than the previous week. Analysts said the shift was likely due to seasonal volatility and some changes in state systems. If the numbers continue to rise, it could be a worrying trend for the U.S. labor market. Let's check in on the day's trading action. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones and S&P 500 have closed lower for the second day in a row. Investors slightly rattled by the Federal Reserve's plans to raise interest rates in 2023 earlier than expected. The tech-heavy Nasdaq managing to resist, up about 0.9 of a percentage point at the close. Earlier, we saw losses of nearly half a percentage point for London's FTSE 100, slight gains then in Paris and Frankfurt. Shares of the German drugs company CureVac tumbled 44% in Frankfurt. It revealed that its COVID-19 vaccine was only 47% effective. That throws into doubt the hundreds of millions of doses that have been ordered by the European Union. The UK's Financial Conduct Authority has issued yet another warning to investors looking to put their money in digital or cryptocurrencies. A newly published survey showed that 2.3 million British adults held crypto assets. Just over a third of them consider such investments as a gamble. That's down from 47% last year. And 14% of them say that they've taken out loans to invest in the crypto markets. One analyst described that last statistic in particular as simply terrifying. UK regulators have repeated their warnings that investors in that volatile market should be prepared to lose all of their money. While many regulators and analysts still see cryptocurrencies as an investment, El Salvador is trying to implement it as legal tender. It was the first country in the world to approve Bitcoin for daily use, but the World Bank has now refused to help implement it. Monty Francis has the story.
It's called Bitcoin Beach. On the coast of El Salvador, the surfing village of El Zonte is the first to use the cryptocurrency. A new national law legalizes Bitcoin as legal tender, and the government is hoping to roll it out to the entire country.
We're trying to create a new economy. Not everyone has access to a bank account, so we created the Bitcoin Initiative, which is money that's easy to move, easy to use, and in the end, it's a method of exchange.
But the plan has already hit its first big roadblock. The World Bank said on Wednesday it would not assist with El Salvador's implementation of Bitcoin. In a statement, it said, "While the government did approach us for assistance on Bitcoin, this is not something the World Bank can support given the environmental and transparency shortcomings." In addition to concerns about the currency's volatility, those environmental concerns have to do with the massive amount of energy computers use to generate the cryptocurrency. 2 decades ago, the country abandoned its own currency for the US dollar. Today, it's estimated that 70% of El Salvadorans do not have bank accounts, and many receive their income through remittances that come with big fees. The hope is that Bitcoin could drive investment in the country and increase the wealth of its citizens.
Okay, that was the business news there with Kate Moody. Thank you very much.